Machine learning patents, what are they? Hi, I'm Derek Fahey. I'm a registered trademark and patent attorney with the Plus IP firm, and I wanted to do this video on a machine learning patent that's used actually by Uber. And so I have my screen here, and I want to go over a few things with you so we can talk about, how Uber was able to get this machine learning patent. What's cool about this particular patent is the patent actually is used by Uber, the car app, the ride sharing app, in order to detect whether or not the person that's being picked up is intoxicated or other features. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so first off, how do I know this patent's owned by Uber? Well, I could tell you right now. You can see it right here. I'm just going to highlight it. Select a nice orange color. It says the assignee is Uber Technologies. That's the name of the company that actually owns it. You can tell it's a patent because it says patent number. It has a number there. And I find this is a really cool, interesting patent. Essentially, and we're going to go through it, it's a software patent. And what I think is really cool about it is it just kind of shows you how you can actually use machine learning to create technology that's very helpful. And this particular technology, it uses machine learning and artificial intelligence in order to detect, based upon how someone's interacting with their phone and how they're interacting with the software application, if the person could potentially be intoxicated, and then altering the way the system acts with that person based upon the state of the user. So let's get started here. So here is the claim section. The claim section, you can see, starts off with what its claimed is. And what I think is kind of cool about this claim is it's machine learning, of course, but it says it's a way of predicting a user state. And well, the first thing it does is it uses a set of training data. And that's how that's how all artificial intelligence and machine learning software applications start off with, is it actually has to have a set of training data to train a model in order to train the model about how to predict certain things. In this particular patent application, or this particular patent, what it's doing is it's saying it's training the data based upon the interactions with the user. So what it does is it obtains how you interact with your phone. And I read through this patent, and you can see here what is it trained with. And I'm going to kind of show you briefly here. You could say that it could be input accuracy, data input speed, interface behavior, device angle, or walking speed. So based upon how you're using your phone, it can tell if you're walking sideways, if you're putting in slow or fast. It takes all that data and puts it into a training model. And what it does is it says, okay, for all of these previous trips that you've done, all the things you've done previously, you've done it in a certain way. You've done it fast or slow. You held your phone this way. Maybe you didn't drop your phone 5 times. And then it uses that information to train the model. And they say they're using it to train the model to predict the state of the user based upon the training data. So what it does is it may have an algorithm that says, if you drop your phone 5 times, we're going to say we think you're drunk, or we may actually not, we may not do certain things. It may also use input that's received from another user interface. For example, if you acted intoxicated in the car, and the driver notified that you acted intoxicated, it may actually use that information to correspond with the data that it received, whether you dropped your phone or not, in order to train the model. So what this software patent application is doing is it's actually training the model based upon your behaviors with your phone. That's what it's doing. Then actually, after after it trains the model, it actually receives data related to how you're requesting a service. Okay, so if you are requesting the service currently, it'll receive information related to that for your current trip. After it does that, it goes back to the model and it generates what it considers a user feature value. And what's interesting here is I looked at the back and forth between the patent office, and they actually had to narrow down what what the claim or what was inventive was. And they said that how determined based upon the difference between the average of values of a feature from a user profile and the value of the feature from the current user data. So what does this mean? This means that it says, okay, I'm going to take all my previous rides that you've had, and then I'm going to take my current ride, and then I'm going to see the difference between those values. And from that, it's going to generate a prediction of the state of the user. So if you previously acted a certain way so many times, and now you're acting a different way, the software algorithm can actually make a prediction of the state of the user, and then they can actually alter how they're going to provide the service, or how it coordinates the service for you. So, for example, it may change the person. Maybe the driver has an input that does not want to be dealing with people who have been drinking, or people acting a certain manner, or who have maybe requested and canceled a certain many times. They maybe don't want those kind of people riding with them. So they may actually go to another database, and based upon the information that's been input for the parameters for that particular thing, they could actually change how you're actually being serviced. So this is an example of a software patent. And I thought this was really cool because just by collecting information about how you've been acting in your previous trips, they can make a prediction based upon how you're acting when you're in your current trip. I don't know if this is actually being used currently by Uber, but I just thought it was so interesting. And also, it's a kind of a fun way to talk about how software patent applications and patents are worded for machine learning, learning type algorithms. I want to just go back here, and I'll just kind of show you a couple more things on the first page of the patent. You could actually see the date that it was filed, 2016, which is kind of cool. So this is back in 2016. And these here are actually the inventors that are associated with it, okay? The first inventor, the last name is always put below here. And this is actually the date that it was patented, was September 1st, 2020. So it did take a decent amount of time to get the patent. So I thought this was really interesting, and I hope you did too. If you have any questions, you can always, let me stop sharing here. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, Derek Fahey, PA. You can find me on Instagram, Derek Fahey, PA. Obviously, like and subscribe to the channel if you're watching the video and you think that me talking about patents is cool. Hopefully you do. I love what I do, so hopefully you like patents too. And obviously, you can give us a call or send me an email, derek@plusfirm.com. Happy to help in any way and answer any software related stuff or machine learning and artificial intelligence related patent questions you have. All right. Thanks for watching.